thing is, until you can erase 3 Februaries,
shut up. Burn! Quality over quantity. LeBron has beaten some of the best competition in NBA history. He's the GOAT emoji.
I will not cuss. I will not cuss. I will not swear. I will not swear.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is the Brian Snow Show.
Okay, I think I got everything situated. Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry for the late appearance. Welcome to the Friday edition of the Brian Snow Show. Glad to have y'all with us. Let me let you know what's on tap right now. We're going to start by going around the horn, talking about the possible return of Chet Holmgren, Sabrina Ionescu, Kelsey Plum, and 5 players to watch during this year's WNBA All-Star Weekend, and Quinnen Williams. Quinnen Williams, yes, that Quinnen Williams has now a new deal. So now the Jets, according to Ryan McCarthy, can concentrate on football. And then my feature story, the NBA Cup. I really wish I was making this up. I really do. I really wish I was making this up, but unfortunately, I am not. It just floors me that this is going on, the NBA Cup. But I'll get to that during segment 2. Now let's go around the horn, shall we? Chet Holmgren continues strong return with 25 points and 5 blocks in the Thunder's Summer League win. Now, I hope for the young man, Chet Holmgren, that it works out. I do, because the Oklahoma City Thunder, a.k.a. the Seattle Supersonics, have invested a lot in him. And they're looking for him to be the centerpiece of their future, and I want him to succeed. But call me old school, but do you prove anything in Summer League? Really? Do you prove anything in Summer League? That's my question. Because I offer the case of Zion Williamson, where he was supposed to be just all of this and then some, and he's turned out to be a colossal bust. I don't wish that on anyone. I just go with what my eyes tell me. And my eyes tell me that I need to see more from Chet Holmgren. I want to... Jeez Louise. I've said this many, many times before, and I will say it again. I want the young man to prove himself. I do. I really do. But prove it in October, man. That's all I have to say. Prove it in October. All right. We're done with that. Now to the WNBA All-Star Weekend as we continue our Around the Horn segment as Sabrina Ionescu, Kelsey Plum, among top 5 players to watch during a WNBA All-Star Weekend. I got a chance to look at Sabrina Ionescu play, all right? And it's the first time I've seen her play in a while. It's the first time I've had a chance to lock into WNBA in a while, at least in 2 years. I'm anxious to see what she does. I'm anxious to see this WNBA All-Star Weekend, which is taking place in Las Vegas. It's taking place in Las Vegas. And I'm loving the fact that there's going to be a lot of eyes on it because I believe the All-Star game is on ABC. Someone in the chat correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the WNBA All-Star game is going to be on ABC. I believe that to be the case. And Victor Locke back to Chet Holmgren, prove it in May and June. If Oklahoma City gets that far. If OKC gets that far. And I now have everything running correctly. Let me send a shout out to my boy General Draco and all the good folks at KSOS in Salem, Oregon. One of our West Coast audio affiliates that is locked on and joining us this afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. Now to complete our Around the Horn segment, Quinnen Williams and the New York Jets have agreed to a new deal, which is a 4-year, $96 million extension. The person who spoke to USA Today spoke on the condition of anonymity because no one is allowed to comment, but Quinnen Williams is back in the fold with the New York Jets. Okay. Let's see what he does in the regular season. Now that you got paid Quinnen Williams, we have to see what you do in the regular season and how much value you can bring to the New York Jets. I am not one to doubt his talent. I am not one to doubt his ability. What I am doubting is the rest of his squad. And I know that's going to bring out the fighting Irish and Ryan McCoffey, but I go by, listen, Colin Cowherd said it best. I go by what my eyes tell me. And my eyes tell me they're not ready to take the next step. Even with Aaron Rodgers in tow. Excuse me. Even with Aaron Rodgers in tow, I do not believe that the New York Jets are ready to take the next step unless Breece Hall makes a complete recovery from his injury. And I'd love to see it because Breece Hall was going to be a 1,000-yard rusher before he went down with his injury. He was going to be a 1,000-yard rusher, and he was just going to eat everybody up. He was just going to eat everybody. He was going to eat everybody up, and he is slated to be that anchor for the New York Jets in the backfield. And Ryan McCarthy has said it so many times over, and it's so true. When he went down, so did the Jets. Excuse me. When he went down, so did the New York Jets. And I'm sorry, until he returns in full and Aaron Rodgers learns to lean on a young player, because we all know what his stance is in playing with young players. We all know what his stance is. And I don't think they take the next step, even with Aaron Rodgers in tow. They have to draft a younger quarterback that's going to mesh with Breece Hall and actually trust Breece Hall. Now, if Breece Hall is able to come back and give Aaron Rodgers the running game that he has longed to lean on for a couple of years, then cool. So far, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. There's too many. There are too many factors going into this that could go wrong for the New York Jets. The biggest one has been injury because it cost them Breece Hall, and in essence, it cost them a playoff spot. It cost them a playoff spot, man. Now, I'd love for them to recover from that. Sure. I would love to see the New York Jets get back in the playoff hunt. But the problem is, in trusting my eyes, so far, I just don't see it. They can't even get rid of the bugaboo called the New England Patriots, even minus Tom Brady. Until they beat the New England Patriots at least once. Okay? As far as the Jets go, until they beat the New England Patriots at least once, they have no shot in the AFC East. None whatsoever. And hello to David St. Dennis, aka David 3000 from the David 3000 Network. We welcome you. And we want to tell you about Recruiting Giants. Our mission is to connect exceptional talent with exceptional companies. We strive to provide innovative and tailored staffing solutions to help organizations build successful teams. By leveraging our expertise and extensive network of industry professionals, we aim to drive growth, foster long-term partnerships, and positively impact the success of both our clients and candidates. We are dedicated to delivering exceptional service, exceeding expectations, and becoming the preferred staffing partner for businesses looking to recruit top talent. For more information, email Mark Zanetto at info@recruitinggiants.com or call 336-587-3659. That's 336-587-3659. Recruiting Giants, where talent meets opportunity. Coming up next, the NBA Cup. Dear God. And I get a full 20 minutes to eviscerate it. Back in a flash. The thing is, until you can erase 3 Februaries, shut up.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is the Brian Snow Show.
Thursday nights are wrestling night on CSTV. Tune in every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific to see all the amazing Next Level Pro Wrestling stars on Thursday Night Throwdown on CSTVNow.com and the CSTV app on your Roku device.
PK Tire Pro is your one-stop on-the-spot auto service headquarters for a complete line of quality tires and auto services. For years, we have provided the Stockton, California area with the latest products and unprecedented services for everything we sell. And for years, our customers have been coming back. Take a look around. If you don't find what you need, visit us in Stockton, California. From the latest and best in tire technology to the services required to keep your vehicle looking good and running great, PK Tire Pros can get you out on the road quickly and at an affordable price. Stop by soon to see why so many people consider PK Tire Pros to be the one-stop shop for all of their tire needs. At PK Tire Pros, our friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service professionals, and affordable prices all come together to make driving out on a new set of tires easy. On top of that, we never tire of tires. Stop by and see us, and you'll be glad you did.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is the Brian Snow Show.
Oh, yeah! Friday edition of the Brian Snow Show continues. And want to welcome those of you listening via KSOS in Salem, Oregon, the soul of Salem, via WLEO 26.7 in Baltimore, Maryland. And, of course, our 2 flagship stations, SM Sports 1 and SM Sports 2. Thank you all for joining us. And I just got this note from Victor Locke that says, so it seems that Richard Sherman may be sitting across from Skip Bayless. FS1 is trying to kill Skip. Ooh. I'll save that for Monday. I'll save that one. Victor, don't you tempt me. I'll save that for Monday. Looking for the best way to experience live events? SeatGeek has you covered. With just a few taps on your phone, you can find the best seats for concerts, sports, theater, and more. Don't miss out on unforgettable moments. Download the SeatGeek app today and get ready for an experience like no other. Each ticket is vetted for authenticity and ranked on a 1 to 10 scale. And right now, if you use the code Snowman, you will get $20 off of your first purchase. That's only with the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan. Little programming note, later today, I will repeat a segment that y'all heard on Tuesday, and I simply titled it A Snowman Story. And I want y'all to buckle up because it is very personal, and I got it out there. And I had so many people reach out to me with their thoughts and their prayers. So I'm just going to go ahead and repeat it. That will be later this afternoon. Now, to the feature. Oh, and by the way, let me put this out there also. It is Ask Brian Anything Friday. You can drop your questions at any time. Now, to the one thing I told Cole to slate, he did. And that is the battle for the NBA Cup. Doesn't this seem like a preseason NIT tournament to you? Let me go over the rules, as I did it briefly this morning. And I'm reading this from NBA.com. So for those of you watching, you'll see me look to my left. That's where my reading monitor is. The inaugural in-season tournament will tip off Friday, November 3rd, and culminate with the championship on Saturday, December 9th. The semifinals, Thursday, December 7th, and championship will take place at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. The in-season tournament will consist of 2 stages, group play and the knockout rounds. All 30 teams have been randomly drawn. Try again. All 30 teams have been randomly drawn into groups of 5 within their conference based on won-loss records from the 22-23 regular season, beginning November 3rd and continuing through Tuesday, November 28th. Each team will play 4 designated group play games on tournament nights, 1 game against each opponent in its group, with 2 at home and 2 on the road. Now the knockout rounds. Oh, goody. 8 teams will advance to the knockout rounds. The teams with the best standing in group play, games in each of the 6 groups and 2 wild cards. The knockout rounds will be single elimination games in the quarterfinals, played in NBA team markets Monday, December 4th, and Tuesday, December 5th, semifinals and championship. The qualifying teams will compete for a prize pool and the new in-season tournament trophy. God help me, the NBA Cup. All 67 games across both stages of the in-season tournament will count toward the regular season standings, except the championship. Each team will continue to play 82 regular season games in the 2023-24 season, including those games that are a part of group play and the knockout rounds. 14 group play games, 2 each on tournament night, and all 7 knockout round games will be televised nationally. Why am I saying annually? Jeez. The game and broadcast schedule will be announced in August. To determine each team's opponents in the group play games, the 15 teams in each conference were divided into 3 groups of 5 via a random drawing. Slim Jim Longfoot, you're exactly right. This is all participation trophy. I'm not even going to go through the I'm not even going to list the rest of it. I'm not even going to read the rest of this frivolity. The NBA Cup. This is Adam Silver and his constituents giving a big middle finger to those of us that have watched the game for years on end. That is all this is. This is just a part. This is just a piece of participation trophy culture. That is all this is. Participation trophy culture, where everybody gets a trophy. You get a trophy, you get a trophy, you get a trophy. No one wants to say, hey, you lost. Deal with it. If you can have that in May and June, when the playoffs are going on, why can't you have that and eliminate? Listen, Victor, what'd you say this morning that this is at least a 5-year experiment? I wish it was only a 1-year experiment. I really do. Although I have the fear that it will not be a 1-year experiment. I am not excited about this. I am frightened about this. I am absolutely scared. I'm scared about this. Who are you trying to encourage to watch the games? Huh? That's what I want to know. Who are you trying to encourage to tune in? Because the NBA's numbers since 2018 have cratered. No one wants to say, and thank you, Victor, hey, you lost. You suck. Get better. Participation trophy culture. It's participation trophy culture at its worst because now you have a major league involved. I can see the tagline now, says Slim Jim. In this world, there are no winners and losers. What? And I'm not saying that to the comment. I'm just saying that this is the culture that has been fostered by the art of participation trophies. And it's freaking sad. Whatever happened to playing for the love of the game? Now you have leagues that are trying to squeeze every single penny out of the consumer possible. Okay? London series, Major League Baseball, anyone? Anybody in tune with that? The only league that has seemed to have gotten it right is the NHL with the Stadium Series. That's the only league that seems to have gotten it right. Because you got the London series with Major League Baseball. You got the god-awful Pro Bowl games with the NFL. And now you have the NBA Cup. The NBA Cup. Now watch. Watch this. There's going to be an MVP to the NBA Cup, part 1, and part 2, it's going to be named after somebody. God help me. God help me if that is the case. The NBA Cup should be abolished, and the in-season tournament should be abolished before it even begins. What is this world coming to? What is the sports world coming to that now you have to award and you have to award participation trophies in the midst of a blankety blank regular season. What? Are you kidding me right now? You have to award participation trophies, which is exactly what this is, in the middle of the season. And I forgot my partner was busy. I am sorry about that. The most valuable player will be the whole team. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Let me drop a question and let me put this question to the chat right now. Should they do the impossible and name an NBA Cup most valuable player? Oh, Lord. Who's this trophy going to be named after? This is, Victor, let me highlight this. This is going to send a message to the teams who weren't going to win anyway. Don't try hard. We'll give you a trophy to say you at least won something. Pathetic. Very much so. Very much so. I'm just letting this sink in about how pathetic this sports world, the professional sports world, has become. Dear Lord. Who's the MVP trophy going to be named after? Slim Jim gave me a suggestion already, Robert Horry. And hopefully not after him. And when I say him, y'all know, for those of you who follow the morning show, you know which him I'm talking about. Dear Lord. If it's named... What has happened to the NBA? What has happened? They've become soft. That's the best word I can come up with. I have a few better words, but I can't say them here. At least not now. The years I watched the NBA on CBS and subsequently NBC, that was basketball, where teams actually played defense and dared you to stop them on offense. Where teams actually cared about playing an 82-game regular season, where teams and players actually cared about playing an 82-game season. What's up, Rising Rhino? Hey, you want to hear the best in CFL play-by-play? Check out Rising Rhino's channel. Give him a sub and a like also. But you have the NBA Cup. My gosh. You have the Summer League that's been televised and milked dry since 2002. I believe that was the first year it was televised. Then the NBA Cup, halfway through the season, and Slim Jim, you're right. Halfway through the season, teams get ready to start tanking. If they don't start tanking at the top of the season, if they don't know who's in the, if they have an idea of who will be in the draft, which is what's ruined the NBA anyway, these draft picks that come in too early, too raw, and not ready. Zion Williamson, hello. Kyrie Irving, hello. LeBron James, hello. Oh, did I say that aloud? Chet Holmgren, hello. Joel Embiid. Shall I go on? I agree with what Sick Diggy said as he checks in with us from Norway. They've been milking this cow forever. And I'm starting to become very lactose intolerant. These kids are not ready. Okay? You want to know what's ruining the NBA? The one and done rule. It has blown the league to smithereens. And now it's to the point where these young guns are being told you can compete hard for only half the season. Why? Because this newly established trophy is the shining star you must reach for. Really? That's a slap in the face to Lawrence O'Brien. And yeah, Slim Jim, I dare speak against the Kang. He sucks. He blows. He cannot play basketball correctly. I saw a photo just before I came on today with three players. I can tell you two of them are Carmelo Anthony and Paul George. Let me find that right now. Just give me a moment. Give me a moment. Okay, these are the three players. It's a version of start, bench, and cut. You get three players. Start one, bench one, cut one. The three players in front of me are Carmelo Anthony, Paul George, and Tracy McGrady. Some of the responses. Hop out one hop out says T-Mac over both them bums. Rascal Smith says start T-Mac, bench Melo, release Paul George. T-Mac never been out of the first round. Start T-Mac, bench Melo, cut PG, Melo, cut PG respectfully. You know, my response to that, this right here is the definition of the participation trophy. Period. This is the definition right here. Start one, bench one, cut one with the three players involved. Because Tracy McGrady has no doggone business being in the Hall of Fame. None. What has he done to grow the game, to make the game better, to make the league better? I'll answer that. Not a doggone thing. You know what my answer was to this question? Carmelo, Paul George, Tracy McGrady, cut them all. Cut them all. Because these three players have not paid the price. They have not done what Ric Flair said the old school wrestlers have done all the time. They have not bled. They have not sweat. They have not paid the doggone price to be mentioned in the upper echelon of NBA greats, past, present, and future. Period. These three identify, for me, these three identify with the NBA Cup. It's as close to a title as they're going to get. Ever. And Paul George needs to just hang him up right now. He needs to just hang him up and be done. Because, PG, you have nothing left. You have nothing left. I hate to say this about a fellow that one rookie considers the best player of all time. Stop me if you heard this one. I would say it was Brandon Miller who thought, you know what? I better highlight this comment right here. The sad future is this. When someone is crying, holding the NBA Cup the way Jordan was holding the Rio Trophy in 1991. June 12th, 1991. God awful is what the NBA has become. God awful. This photo I'm looking at to my left, Melo on the left, PG in the middle, Tracy McGrady on the right. Start one, bench one, cut one. The hell with that. Cut them all. They all suck. I'm sorry, but I can't get into Tracy McGrady except for one game when he rescued the Houston Rockets against the Spurs. Other than that, I've seen nothing. I saw nothing from Tracy McGrady. Cut them all. And stop this NBA Cup before it happens. Please. Please stop this NBA Cup before it happens. Because it's awful. The concept is awful. The reward is awful. And the play is going to be even worse. Stop it. Stop it before it happens. Back after this. The thing is, until you can erase 3 Februaries, shut up.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is The Brian Snow Show.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
If you talk, they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk, they hear you. You can do it if you try.
He was only 58 years old when he passed away. That outcome could have been different.
Colorado happens to be one of the worst states for radon levels.
It's in our ground and it seeps up.
The more you breathe radon, the more chance you have of DNA being hit and the cell mutated. The EPA estimates 22,000 lung cancer deaths a year caused by radon.
We all make choices. When it comes to alcohol, kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, have a seat for a second. Remind me about that party again?
Alex is just...
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. They want guidance and honest answers to their questions. And it makes a difference when the message is consistent and part of everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is The Brian Snow Show.
Toward the top of the hour, and I said what I said about Carmelo Anthony, about Tracy McGrady. He sucks. Okay, he maybe had 2 good seasons, maybe 2, maybe. After Carmelo Anthony, while we're speaking of Carmelo Anthony, after Carmelo had his championship year at Syracuse and coming close in 2009, playing in the Western Conference Finals, he tanked. I hate saying it that way, but he tanked. That's all. Attention sports fans looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride, look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams. I knew I'd mess that up. From jerseys to hats, accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics, officially licensed everything. While I'm waiting for the questions to fly in, and I have the feeling that they're going to, man, who wrote this script for the NBA Cup? And my other question is anybody going to watch the damn thing? Is anybody going to watch the damn thing? That's my question. Is anybody going to watch the darn thing? No? Good answer. Although Wise had a funny moment this morning when he said the NBA Cup is stupid unless the Knicks win it. Well, who says? Who says the Knicks are going to win it? No, I'm just questioning this whole thing. That's what I'm doing. I am just questioning this whole darn thing. I'm questioning this whole darn thing. And I don't understand why they have this taking place. And you're right, Sick. Carmelo should have stayed at Syracuse until he should have played all 4 at Syracuse. He should have played all 4 years at Syracuse because nothing good has come out of Carmelo Anthony's career. Nothing. You know, Victor drops this. If we're just using titles, then there's a lot of teams and players that suck mainly because of no help. See, Victor, why you want to throw that at me knowing I can go down the list? What are the chances of players being overwhelmed by the additional games? Well, apparently it's going to be the pressure, if you want to call it that, of the NBA Cup that's going to trigger everything. I mean, a lot of these players are so reliant on load management as it is that they're thinking, oh, we actually have to suit up and play. We actually have to do something. We actually have to do what we're paid to do. My buddy Josh Lopez, has LeBron come to grips that he won't win a title again? No. No. And he does these lame woe is me campaigns every offseason. You're right, he does, and I'm sick of it. Just like y'all, I am quite sick of it. Woe is me. I don't know if I'm going to retire. I don't know if I ever get this, etc., 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 and I'm done. Like Clayton Kershaw against the Washington Nationals. I'm done. Keep the questions coming while I have some more fun with it. You know, some of the things that I find, and I haven't seen I have not seen everything or any pushback, blowback, feedback to the NBA Cup yet. I'm probably going to see a lot of it over the weekend. In fact, I'm counting on it. I'm counting on seeing a lot of it over the weekend, and it's going to be absolutely stupid. It's going to be stupid. Because this concept is stupid. This concept is absolutely freaking stupid. It's dumb. That's all I got to say. It's dumb. Whoever came up with this, whoever in their right mind convinced Adam Silver to run with this concept, they need to suffer the fate of Ray Ray's phrase, "You fired." They need to suffer that fate immediately. Because how do you expect this to work? How do you actually expect this to work? How? Well, the Knicks are looking for some good news. Yeah, you're right. We've been done with LeBron James since he tried to and failed to reboot Space Jam. I've been done with LeBron James longer than that. How can you reboot a movie and make it worse? Forget replacing Shannon Sharp. It's time for Snowman to take Skippy to school. He don't want this smoke. That's all I'll say. What do you think of the Giants going into the second half? National League West champions. That's what. Because in the end, yes, LeBron, it is you. It is. Try again. Because in the end, yes, LeBron, it is you. It has always been you. It always will be you forever and ever. Amen. Victor, you stupid, and I love you for that. 48 after the hour, you're inside the Ask Brian Anything segment. Drop your questions wherever you see fit, and I'll answer them. And during the second half of the show today, you will see and hear a very, very personal segment that I did Tuesday of this week, where I basically put myself out there with the story, with my story, everything that's happened. And believe me, it is 40 minutes. It's 40 minutes. How do you feel about the All-Star game back in Raggedy Hickville in 2025? Why is it back there in the first place? Didn't 1990 teach them a lesson? It rained like hell. There was nowhere to sit. They've made upgrades at Raggedy Field. Why? Why are you coming back there instead of going to the South Side, which they haven't done since 2003?
Why? Why? What the are y'all thinking? Does that answer your question, I hope? And then there's Shane, my super producer. This segment of the Brian Snow Show is brought to you by the NBA Cup. The NBA Cup, the worst idea in pro sports since NASCAR went to the playoffs. Yep. It's very easy to mess up a reboot. Yeah. Like cold pizza. Oh, did I say that aloud? Like first fake. Like disputed. Undisputed. I'm sorry. Did I say that aloud? Will we see a lean and mean Zion Williamson anytime soon, or will it be the return of the flopping orca? Will we see a lean and mean Zion Williamson anytime soon? Hell no. Hell no. And I just got this word. Former White Sox center fielder Brian Anderson is the new Northwestern baseball coach. Congratulations, Brian Anderson. You got a job and a half ahead of you, but I trust that you can and will do it. I trust that you can and will do it. Congratulations to Brian Anderson. You're inside Ask Brian Anything Friday. While I'm still sending this out to people, we got a few minutes left. By Yuckmouth Dental Insurance. Either keep it minty or keep it shut. Yep. Finally, some good news from my Wildcats. Absolutely. And I love Brian Anderson. Hold up. Let me go back to this. Let me go back to this question right here. Do you know how congested that joint's going to be? The parking is going to be awful. The people are going to be drunk before the game. And you got Fox Sports airing it. You put those three things together and you got a hellacious output. I'm not going anywhere near there. I don't plan to be anywhere near there. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to see it. I don't want nothing to do with the All-Star game being back at Raggedy Field for the first time since 1990. I don't want it. Oh, God, the Gary Comer Puma. Good Lord, Josh. You had to bring that memory back to me, and I'm sitting there laughing. The hell? I just don't understand some of these things that are going on right now in sports. What team do you think will be the best team in the NHL this season? I don't have a thought on that yet. I don't have a thought on on who's going to be the best in the NHL yet. Too much to look at, too much to analyze. But I'll tell you one thing, the Boston Bruins have got a clean house. I hate saying it, but after what happened this past year, they got a clean house. They're also going to be screaming, "Way to go, Sammy!" in their drunken stupor. They never stop screaming it. That's the problem. They never stop screaming it. Josh, you stupid. I love Josh. I don't have to read this one aloud. And I'm not going to. I'm just going to laugh at it because it's the truth. There's another. Which NFL teams need to clean house before this season begins? Oh, that's easy. The Chicago Bears for one, Carolina Panthers for another.
That's easy. That's absolutely easy. I'll give you a third, although a lot of people will think otherwise. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Give you a fourth one, the Atlanta Falcons. You know who really needs to clean house? The Minnesota Vikings. Thank you, Josh. The Cleveland Browns. I just gave you 6 teams right there that need to clean house before the season begins. Problem is, everyone is so ensconced and safely ensconced that they won't clean house. They ain't got the balls. Minnesota does not have the balls to tell Kirk Cousins, we're done with you, we're getting someone better. And kick him out. No one has the nuts to tell Kirk Cousins, you're not good anymore. And never has been. He pulled a lucky season out of his ass. He pulled a couple of lucky seasons out of his ass. But after the beatdown in Santa Clara in January of 2020, he has not done a doggone thing since. I said it, and I mean it. What do you think Tua's future should be? He should walk away right now while he still has every bit of his capacity. 3 concussions in 14 weeks. That's dangerous. And I'm not saying Tua should walk away because he can't play football. Not saying that at all. The talent's there. Love Tua. Love Tua. Do I watch college hockey? Yes, I do. In fact, this coming season, I plan to dive knee deep into it. Maybe call a few games. Cleveland will regret the huge Deshaun contract if they're not regretting it already. It's Jimmy Haslam, for God's sakes. Back to Tua. Tua should walk away right now. Leave the money on the leave the money on the table, or tell the coach, look, do not start me. I don't feel right. I'll participate in practice, but use a couple of seasons on the bench to sock up some money and then leave. I want to see Tua around for a while. The Rams should have cleaned house after they won the Super Bowl. They got lucky that year they won the Super Bowl. They got lucky. I said it. They got lucky. Anybody saying that Kenny Pickett is the next Joe Montana needs to be drugged? Who the hell is saying that? Who actually thinks that, Josh? I retract my question because there's a lot of people that think that. I just thought about it. I retract my question. I retract my question. Has a neurologist evaluated Tua Tagovailoa by now? To be honest, Sick, I don't know. I really don't know. All right, got to move on. Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sports book, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. Live in-game betting, incredible odds, with daily boosters, props, and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service. We got it all. And when you sign up and use the code Snowman, you will get a 25% deposit match with your initial deposit. Whew, had to catch my breath. Log on to betus.com or call 800-792-3887. 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. I'm going to extend the Ask Brian Anything into the next segment because I have something very, very important to me that I'm going to talk about, and I want y'all to ask questions about it. And then I have something really important that especially all the men need to hear. The last hour of the week is after this. The thing is, until you can erase 3 Februaries, shut up.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is The Brian Snow Show.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk, they hear you. You can do it if you try.
He was only 58 years old when he passed away. That outcome could have been different.
Colorado happens to be one of the worst states for radon levels.
It's in our ground, and it seeps up.
The more you breathe radon, the more chance you have of DNA being hit and the cell mutated. The EPA estimates 22,000 lung cancer deaths a year caused by radon.
We all make choices. When it comes to alcohol, kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
You have fun. Hey, have a seat for a second. Remind me about that party again?
Alex is just...
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. They want guidance and honest answers to their questions. And it makes a difference when the message is consistent and part of everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
The thing is, until you can erase 3 Februaries, shut up. Bang! Quality over quantity. LeBron has beaten some of the best competition in NBA history. He's the GOAT emoji. I will not cuss. I will not cuss. I will not swear. I will not swear.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is The Brian Snow Show.
Hour of the week from Snowman Multimedia and the final hour of the Brian Snow Show for the week. Thank you all for joining me. I want to talk about something that's very, very important and dear to me. And it's something I came up with yesterday, actually. I came up with it yesterday. And I know I'm going completely off the board from what my EP sent me, but I feel I need to I feel I need to talk about this. And that's this hashtag right here, the Snowman Stadium Tour. I am a fan of one Tom Grossi and his work on YouTube and his comedy and everything, but I'm a bigger fan because of the project that he just completed. And what he completed was a 30 and 30. That was the name of the project. I want to be sure I got that right. And he took himself around the country, visiting every NFL stadium, meeting people, hanging out with people, but there was a purpose. The purpose was to raise money for St. Jude. And the work that Tom Grossi did was beyond exceptional. So that started ringing a bell in my head of what can I do to duplicate that? What can I do? What can I do to duplicate that? What can I do to do some good in the world, make an impact, and share my story of survival from pancreatic cancer? And when I looked at that, and when I looked at those little vignettes that Tom would post, that that is when it hit me that I'm going to launch. I got Earl Drake on the phone now, and I'm letting him know this. The folks at KSOS, I hope you're tuning in, and I hope you listen carefully. Hopefully by February, I plan to launch the Snowman Stadium Tour with a threefold purpose. The first one is, of course, to help my family. The second one, I want to donate a chunk of money to the Damar Hamlin Foundation. And the third one, which is very, very dear to me, I want to donate a chunk of money, or I want to raise a bunch of money for cancer research. I am a survivor of pancreatic cancer. We kicked it in the ass, and I want to help fellow cancer patients do the same thing. Those are the three purposes of the Snowman Stadium Tour. I want to see every stadium in the country, in North America, in the United States and Canada that I can lay my eyes on, including BC Place up in Vancouver, McMahon Stadium in Calgary, Knoxville Stadium in Tennessee. I want to see Autzen Stadium in Eugene, Oregon. I want to see the old Memorial Coliseum in Portland, Oregon. I want to see Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, along with the Chase Center in Oracle Park in Frisco. I want to go home to Chicago and bring my wife with me and show her Soldier Field. But I want to do all this with a purpose. And the purpose is to raise as much money as I can for the two big causes, the Hamlin Foundation and cancer research, and the third cause being my family, because I am a survivor of cancer. We beat it, and now I want to get back out there. But to do that, I've got to take care of my family. And that is the biggest thing to me. Being able to not only just be on this mic 4 hours a day, 2 shifts split, to be able to run around and help my family and help my daughter and my wife and all that stuff. This is very dear to me. This is very important to me. And I want this hashtag Snowman Stadium Tour to take off, because the purpose behind it is something that is very dear to me. And I can't say it enough, and I won't say it enough. Matter of fact, I want a chunk of this, the money, that the potential money that we're going to raise. I wanted to go to the V Foundation, because one of my favorite college basketball coaches of all time was the late great Jim Valvano. And Jim Valvano's message was very simple. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. I don't intend to. I don't intend to have cancer back in my life. And I want to help some patients, as many patients as I can, beat cancer also, even with just a word, an encouraging word. I want to meet some of the fans. I want to meet the fans too that tune into the show
that have sent me a kind word, that have sent me a crazy take about sports, and we ran with it and we laughed. I want to share a laugh with everybody. I want to share this with any and everybody that's interested in seeing me. I want to do what Tom did and bring crowds and crowds and crowds of people. I know it's going to happen first and foremost with growing the YouTube channel and growing the following. I realize that, but I figure we've got 6 solid months to do that. And with the channel becoming recently monetized, that's huge as well. That is huge as well. And from here on out, with every donation that is received toward the channel and toward my company, it'll go to cancer research. It'll go to the V Foundation. And at the end of the year and at the end of the tour, we're going to make one hell of a dent in the budget of cancer research, because I want to talk to some more survivors. I want to talk to some more survivors and celebrate their stories like folks are celebrating mine. I'm putting that out there. I'm putting this out there on social media right now. This is very dear to me, and I'm leaning on everybody that we can to help get this started. Look for more details on the Snowman Stadium Tour on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Snowman Multimedia. And if you get a chance, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, donate to the channel, and donate to the Snowman Stadium Tour cause. We'll be back. The thing is, until you can erase 3 Februaries, shut up.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is the Brian Snow Show.
We're not a cooking show. We're a show about cooking. We turn the camera around and point it at you. Our show takes place right inside your kitchen.
Thursday nights are wrestling night on CSTV. Tune in every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific to see all the amazing Next Level Pro Wrestling stars on Thursday Night Throwdown on CSTVNow.com and the CSTV app on your Roku device.
Where sports is the base, life and fun are the results. This is the Brian Snow Show.
What a week. What a week. From launching this idea to sharing a story, a very, very personal one that I'm going to do to close out the show. And I can't thank you guys enough for being patient with me as I get both of my shows in order and basically get my house in order of Snowman Multimedia so we can do this Snowman Stadium tour. And David said, come to Gillette Stadium. I plan to.
I plan to. I want to see them. I want to see them all. I want to see them all, and I want to tour them all, take a bunch of pictures, take a bunch of videos, and just drink it all in. And that's part of the reason I came up with this. Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion. I beg your pardon. At invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off of your first order. And I think I got all the reads in that I needed to. Hey, you want to sponsor this here program? Drop an email to snowmanmultimedia@gmail.com. That's snowmanmultimedia@gmail.com. Okay. I have waited long enough to do this, but on Tuesday, I told the story. I told my very personal story of when I was abused in a relationship, all the circumstances surrounding it, and everything that led to it, all of it. So what I'm going to do right now is I am going to repeat it. You'll see the clip in its entirety, and then I will come back and we'll sign off. Here we go. I'm going to tell a very difficult story. It's a story that a lot of people will not believe or do not believe or whatever, but it's a story that I have to tell often because I lived it. And the story goes like this. In 2015, met a young lady named Jody Dials. And after losing my potential wife, Liz, and my baby to a forced adoption and me becoming persona non grata and all the communication was cut off, I was lonely. Simply put, I was lonely. I met her and I thought everything would be okay. I thought everything would be fine until her attitude kicked in. It just seemed like every few days she was accusing me of something I didn't do. And I'll tell you how deeply embedded in me she was. I had a baseball game to cover. And she came to the field and told me I needed to leave. And I told her I'm in the middle of a baseball game. And she started yelling at me there at the park. And I cowered and I left. Lost my job as a play-by-play announcer for that team. I didn't know what was going on with me, or I didn't know what was happening to me. I didn't know what was happening to me. I just knew at the time that if she wasn't smiling, neither was I. And that kind of hurt. Realizing what I was going through, but at the time I didn't know. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I just knew something had changed, and that I was driving from LaPorte to Glenview when the first accusation of me cheating on her came in. She yelled at me. She barked at me. I tried to defend myself. and tell her that it's not true. And it wasn't true. I'm not that kind of guy. I've never been that kind of guy. She didn't care. She just did not care. And she hung up the phone, and I was crying all the way back to Glenview. Didn't tell the roommate what was going on, didn't care. Then she called me and asked, "Are we going to fix this thing or not?" I said, "Okay. What do you want me to do?" I didn't have any balls back then, but at the same time, like I said, I didn't know what was going on with me. She said, "Meet me in LaPorte for lunch." I said, "Where do you want to go?" And we went to this pizza place. And at that time, I was like exhausted. I was exhausted because from Glenview to LaPorte is a 90-minute drive. And I was making that basically daily. I can tell you that is probably the only meal that we shared together that there was not any verbal violence. Because every other time there was an accusation that flew at me. There was something that was my fault that flew at me. There was something that I didn't do and need to do better that flew at me. I stupidly made her my sales manager because I was desperate to make a living doing this. I was purely desperate to make a living doing this. And boy, did she take advantage of it. As I said, I didn't know what to do at the time. I truly didn't. Now I know better, but that was just one of those times that I couldn't believe what was happening to me. I thought I was the same person. People were telling me left and right. They were telling me left and right, "Man, you have changed." I'm like, "How? I didn't change." "Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And I changed for the worse because I got real quiet. I got like so closed up in a cocoon of fear that I didn't talk to anybody. I wasn't my usual self. I really wasn't. It was all because of Jody Dials. That changed me. She wouldn't even sleep with me. And I'm not saying sexually, just not especially sexually. She just wouldn't sleep with me, period. She threw a party at a local hotel in LaPorte to celebrate a birthday. I did not drink that much. I do not drink that much. Sometimes when I worry about people, they take it as me being overbearing. I am not overbearing. I just worry about my friends a lot. And I worried about her. And she kept telling me, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine." And I knew better. I knew better. And I didn't listen to my gut feeling. I stupidly did not listen to my gut feeling and cut her off. Cut her loose. I figured I was with somebody after everything that happened with me, Liz, and the baby. I'd be okay. It just got worse. Right now, I'm taking y'all through the summer of 2015 when we were trying to find a place. Applications being put in like crazy. Application fees being paid like crazy. And I basically was out of work. If I did any broadcasting, it was in Chicago. And she hated that because I was that far away. Luckily, I got through the summer and I would watch her niece play softball, and I would ask, what do I have to do to become an umpire? Because it was drilled in my head every day. You got to find some work. You got to find some work. You got to find some work. You can't concentrate on your business all day, every day. That was drilled into me by her. And what more was drilled into me was this following statement: you won't succeed in your business without me. And for the longest time, I thought she was right. For the longest time, I thought, hell, I can't. So by the end of July, we were sponsor shopping, trying to get in at different places. She went to one place, I went to another. But I will say one time that I quote unquote got over on her is when she questioned me going to a car dealership. And it was a car dealership I already sold a sponsorship to. $3,000 worth. 3,000 buccarinis. I can't believe I to this day I can't believe I sold that deal. And just remembering that gives me confidence even now that I can sell what I'm doing right now. All the way through July 4th, she kept cinching at me and begging and bugging me and asking me questions to the point where I was so scared to leave Starbucks on a deal that I already made. And now it's like, why didn't I just tell her at the time? You know why I didn't tell her at the time? Because I was so scared. I was scared as hell of what might happen to me. And for those of you that are thinking, hey, you're taller than her, you're bigger than her, you can handle her, hold the phone. Hold the phone. If I laid a finger on her, my ass was in jail, even in retaliation. And she called me all kinds of ugly names, trying to incite me in many cases. Landed a deal with the Best Western of LaPorte for 10 free nights. And she used 8 of them, unbeknownst to me. When I came to LaPorte one night because I needed a break from the roommate, my nights were used up. And I said, how? And the manager was there and told me that Jody had used them all. And I said, can I have those nights reinstated, please? And she reinstated them. And I told the manager, unless you hear directly from me making the reservation, no one touches these. And she said, yes, sir. You have all 10 nights restored, and we will also pay you for advertising us on your games. Big dog, I know you remember, because I called you seemed like every couple of hours. It hurt. It hurt. It hurt badly. Well, I got those 10 nights restored. And found a place. Found a place with her, which I couldn't believe. Yeah, we found a place. And I started bringing my stuff. And Shane, I know you remember this. Her stuff was all over the place. Mine was packed in a closet. Talk about being closed in. I was really closed in. But that was my quote unquote shelter for the time being. And I was being pulled on two sides. One, dealing with a horrible roommate who wanted nothing but money. And two, dealing with an abusive girlfriend at the time who wanted nothing but money and wanted to monopolize my time. I couldn't go back to the baseball team that I was covering. I had been fired. I did call them and beg them to give me my job back, but that didn't work. I let Jody get sometimes I feel like I let Jody get the best of me. When in all honesty, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I didn't know what the hell was going on. When we moved into said apartment, she wouldn't stay with me. She would make the excuse of this place doesn't have a bed. I said, all right, let's get one. Nope, she wouldn't bite. She wouldn't bite. And this went on until October of 2015, when I was listening to baseball by myself while she was elsewhere. Football season started. Now, those of you who know me or know of me know I am a madman when it comes to preparation. And I'm getting back into being a madman when it comes to preparation just to do my shows. She came in the booth one night and was pointing to different things on my program that she thought I didn't do. Never mind the fact that every read that I made had a big X through it, which is why I carried a highlighter, which is why I carried a felt pen. And all I kept hearing, you need to do this better. You need to do that better. And then one day, as I was driving toward LaPorte, Indiana. What's up, Omar? Good to have you here. And then one day when I was driving toward LaPorte, Indiana, she called, yelling at me, saying she can do more for my company. And I said, all right, what would you like to do? And her next sentence to me snapped me into reality. When she said, and Shane, I know you remember this conversation, when she said, I want to be CEO. I hung up, slapped in the face, virtually, by that statement. That woke me up, and that also pissed me off. Led to our next argument when she questioned what I do for the games. And I took her through the entire preparation process. Every commercial that I wrote, I recorded.
Every commercial that I wrote, I produced. Every commercial that rolled, I should say, during every Laporte sports broadcast, I put together. And yet I was being told I didn't do enough for Laporte broadcast, for the Laporte Slicers. Really? And then came the night that she hit me. We were painting the apartment. And somehow we got into an argument about who's living there or what's going on or whatever. And that's when she hit me. October 2015. That's when she hit me. Men shouldn't hit women and women shouldn't hit men. I never thought that would happen to me. I got in my car and I drove until I got to Gary, Indiana. I slept in the gas station that night. And for once, I felt safe. For once, I felt safe. And it's a good thing I had my equipment with me always. I found places where I could take a shower. I found places where I could change. I found places where I could function. But Laporte didn't have a Starbucks, and at that time, I was glad of it. I was up on the phone with Shane until 4 a.m. I was up on the phone with Shane until 4 a.m. before I finally crashed. And this is still 2015. I didn't know what the hell to do. Oh, and at that time, I had taken on a client, Door Village United Methodist Church, and airing their church service. Getting $100 a month from them, and they were so gracious to me. They actually made me feel welcome in Laporte. So did the Slicer family. I'm like, what the hell is this? Everybody else making me feel welcome except the person I'm dating who's supposed to love me. And one day in August, she and my roommate were having a conversation. Think about that. She and my roommate were having a conversation on the phone. And I heard my roommate say, I can't get any money out of him and I'm about to toss him out. What the fuck do I do? Forgive me. I am so sorry. Forgive me, Tom. Forgive me. Oh, I didn't mean for that to slip out. I am sorry, ladies and gentlemen. What am I supposed to do? Then September happened, and then the game to Maryville happened. And Shane, I know you remember this one. I went in, I did the game. I was doing great. But I knew she was lurking around somewhere. I just knew it. I knew it. The drive home from Maryville. I didn't see her up in the booth all game, and I was happy. I got 2 calls from her. The first one, she was telling me how much she missed me, how much she loved me, and I hope you're safe. And then the second one, I don't know what you're doing or who you're doing it with, but I hope you're having a good time. And she hung up. She hung up. I'm like, what did I do? What did I do?
I didn't do anything for this. Really? It was like that all season, all football season. And then came December of 2015, when a fellow named Alvin Washington, who had been my friend for 20 years, started nagging me about my appearance, which to me was impeccable at the time. You know what happened? She told him what was wrong with me, and he called me. That bitch came in between Alvin and I. 20-year friendship down the fucking tubes. I'm like, what is this? 20-year friendship down the tubes. Here's the kicker. I had a feeling she was cheating on me. I didn't realize she was cheating on me with two guys. And Alvin Washington was one of them. She wouldn't even sleep with me, sexual or otherwise. And then on top of that, the only time she did sleep with me, she got pregnant with my child. You know what happened next? A month later, she lost my child. She killed my child. Moving furniture, running up and down the stairs, and then a miscarriage happens. I'll never be able to prove it. I will never be able to prove it. And I know this, because I don't want to contact her ever again. I don't want her contacting me. I know I'll never be able to prove what I'm about to say next, but I think she purposely killed our baby. And then November 2015, I was in the McDonald's working on some stuff, had my headphones on, and she's walking toward me. I'm just going, how did you find me? How did you find me? So I want to know, how'd you find me? And this is after I found out my daughter had passed away. I was just getting the word in November. She passed away in March. I was just getting the word. You know what she said to me? She said, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about business. That did it. To get away from her and to get away from the roommate, I hid in a hotel for 3 months. And you're right. I don't think she was actually pregnant either, but she told me that. And knowing I had just lost Donna, my baby girl, it hit me. It really hit me. I hid in a hotel for 3 months. 3 months. And then December of 2015, my world went upside down. Because in one night, I went from partially staying in Glenview and the roommate kicking me out to the next morning, Jody kicking me out of the apartment. And I signed the blankety blank paperwork for it. Roommate said, you got to go. And I finally snapped like a twig and I wore his ass out. Then came the next morning when I got the call, you need to come get your stuff or I'm calling the police. I was in a spiral of depression at the time, and it just kept getting worse. It kept getting worse. It kept getting worse. Now that everyone is still here, I will continue the story because I know I'm going to run beyond 6 o'clock. So I'm going to get this entire story out. It was worse. It just got worse and worse and worse every day. Every day. You're not doing this right. You're not doing that right. She would hit me. She would yell at me. She would do any and everything to goad me to a point where we were visiting a potential client for a sale. She just kept egging at me and throwing words at me and making my blood boil. And I couldn't lose it in front of the client. I just couldn't. It got to a point where we were sitting down for lunch one day and one of her exes called and he tried to warn me and I didn't listen. Yeah, I got to leave females like that as soon as freaking possible. And I didn't. These were 10 of the longest months of my life. Then came December 15th, 2015. The day everything crumbled. She woke me up with a phone call. I drove from LaPorte, Indiana to, I drove from Glenview, Illinois, beg your pardon, to LaPorte, Indiana. And I didn't realize what the hell was going to happen that day. I had no clue whatsoever. None. She told me to come down and let's talk. So I'm thinking, okay, things are about to get better. She actually kissed me. Seriously, she actually kissed me. And I thought, okay, here we go. Here's the turning point. And you're right, she wouldn't tell me exactly how I messed up, just that I messed up. I didn't even do a show that morning. I did not even do a show that morning. And I'm driving back toward Chesterton when I get a phone call. And that phone call came from Alvin Washington. And that phone call had her on the other line. When he said to me, Jody and I are in a relationship. I am confirming it. I was pissed. I was devastated. I'm surprised I didn't get a speeding ticket driving 70 miles an hour from Chesterton, Indiana to Chicago, Illinois. I did not think that would happen to me. And it did. It did. I cried, I yelled, I screamed, I cussed. I kept asking, How could he do this to me? How could she do this to me? And I should have known it was a setup a few days prior when, while I was getting ready for a LaPorte basketball game, he told me to come get him because he wanted to do the game with me. And it was that day I unloaded everything that was going on in that relationship. Everything. I unloaded it all because I thought I could trust him. I thought I could trust him. Wrong. When I got that call on December 15th saying that they were in a relationship, it tore me to pieces. Luckily, the guys from Door Village found me a place and I moved in. I cranked up the heat and I didn't leave my apartment for 4 days. I got a computer, I got internet, and I was ready to rock. Then came Christmas night, 2015. Christmas night 2015. If you thought the call I got broke me, this was even worse. I got the call, and she asked me over for Christmas dinner. And I thought about saying yes until she said that Alvin would be there. And at that time, I went the hell off. Completely off. I didn't have another game until after the new year. I spent New Year's Eve inside my apartment with pizza and beer. Speed up to March 2016 when I got a call from Tony Midas at Marquette Catholic saying that Ms. Dials had contacted a sponsor of the school. That was the last straw. And I said, March, I stand corrected. It was January, mid-January. And I could not take it anymore. I couldn't take it anymore. I told her to bring back my manual and kick rocks. And her retort to me was, you can't do this to me. Well, bitch, I just did. And that began the longest odyssey of my life. The longest. Finding a way for me to get back to me. It took a couple of years. And that was one of my lowest points, was that relationship. But then I did it again. Doggone it. How come you never thought of changing your number during that time? I didn't think of it. I was overwhelmed with so much other stuff at the time. I did not even. I didn't even. That's as simple as it gets. I never thought of it. Well, thank God those times are over. I have my Dr. K. I have my children. I have my family. I've got 2 great shows that I do 5 days a week, and there's a couple of other projects that are going to be on the table. So with that in mind, I'm going to close up shop for the week. I want y'all to have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you guys. Let me get rid of this. I will see you all back here, same bat time, same bat channel on Monday on the Brian Snow Show. God bless you, and I'll see you Monday. So long, everybody.
Thank you for tuning into The Brian Snow Show, where sports is the base, life and fun are the results.